The easiest way to think of domain and range is to think of your function being a machine at work. And as we all know, machines need inputs and outputs. That is where the domain and range come in. The domain is all possible value that the function is able to take in, also known as the inputs of the machine or function. The range is all possible values that allow the function to exist, also known as the outputs of the machine or function. This schematic illustrates the concept very well because we see that the function is acting as a machine. The domain values are the inputs and the range values are the outputs. So, just to be clear, just because the function can take in values does not necessarily mean that all the outputs will exist. Let's now practice extracting domain and range from problems. Example 1 shows two shapes which hold letters and numbers respectively. We can think of the shape that holds the letters as the x values and the shapes that hold the numbers as the y values. The ends of the arrows indicate the input. Here we see that the letters A, B, D, and E are inputs. Therefore, the domain. Letter C is not part of the domain because there isn't a connection. The range, also known as the outputs, are the values that have the head of the arrow pointed at them. Values 1, 2, 3, and 5 are considered the range. Example 2 needs more of an algebraic approach to solving the domain and range. First, let's focus on figuring out the domain. What we do here, similar to what we did in example 1, is find what values can serve as inputs within the function. Because we know the square root does not allow any negative values, we set up the expression to 5 minus 9t greater than or equal to 0. Then, we simply solve for t in order to find one of the boundaries. As said previously, the expression can never turn negative because then we will be dealing with imaginary numbers, so the range or output of this function is any value after 0, which is why it can be written from going 0 to infinity. It is important to note here that the brackets indicate that the value is included into the system, which means that the 5/9 in the domain and the 0 in the range can count as values.